Welcome to the Practitioner Business Accelerator program. This is Carmen Hunter, the founder of the Institute for Functional Health Coaching, carmenhunterhealth.com, and the Health Coach Mentorship and Mastery Group. I am also an experienced health coach and have been training and mentoring health coaches and practitioners since 2013. This is a backdoor view of the Practitioner Business Accelerator program. So you're actually seeing what it would look like to be enrolled in the program from the back door. So I want to give you a brief overlook of what to expect once you get into the program. So I will be moving rather quickly through each one of these things, but notice that I'm over here on the left-hand side of your screen. When I click on one of these, it drops down and the menu opens up. So there's content underneath as well. So we have infographics in here. There are going to be several things that you can download and use just as reference points, but there is also going to be templates that you can use and download for branding and customizing however you'd like to use them. So just give me a moment. It looks like we've got the Wheel of Death going on, which is always fun. So as you'll notice, there are downloads and then there are PDFs. So some of these are a little bit, there are a couple of duplicates, but there's a document here, and this is how the Institute for Functional Health Coaching was created on the 7 Essentials for Optimal Health, which is how this program is structured around these 7 ideas that every human being needs these 7 things to be happy and healthy and to have optimal health. Of course, it's customizable to your business, your practice, or whatever you choose to use as your foundations. There's a marketing basics. There's some marketing do's and don'ts real quick here, just reminders. If you're planning on launching a program, this is just a general timeline and ideas on how to actually put this into place. There is a session overview infographic, which takes all of the templates, the brandable items that I'm giving to you, and just kind of shows you a quick outline of how you can structure the process. Then we've got resources in here, of course. We've got a document that has your fees and services, but also on the back of the fees and services is something I call what to expect from working with me, which can be one of the most powerful things that you put into a fees and services document, because it gives you a filter. Before you even get into a relationship with someone who may or may not be committed to your process, you are weeding them out with that filter. So I'm going to go ahead and show that to you in just a moment. Here is a document on how to do a free consultation prior to the person actually becoming a client or patient. Very important to do these sessions, in my opinion, on the phone as opposed to in person, because once you get in front of someone, whether it's on Skype or in a brick and mortar building or in person, you are actually developing that connection already, which opens up the door in their mind to get free information to pick your brain. When we're on the phone, we still have the ability to do things in a personal way, but we don't get sucked into the emotion as we do when we are face-to-face with someone. So this will give you a rundown of a dialogue on how to actually be an active listener and not provide information or solutions. That comes when they actually hire you. Then there's a fees and services example, and here is the section on what to expect from working with me. You can use this, you can create your own, but I really, really encourage you to have something like this on your fees and services or somewhere, so that you can filter out the people who are not going to be good clients or a good match for you. Here's some payment option ideas, a couple of links to tell you actually one of these links leads you out to a list of payment options. So there are multiple things on there online that you can look into, like PayPal or Stripe, things like that. Then we talk about the first step when it comes to helping our clients. After they've been established as a client, they've gone through the free consultation, we've received the intake form, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment, and we start with the process of educating them, because what I understand and what I know from experience is that if people don't understand why they're making changes or decisions, they're less likely to take action on those and less likely to comply. So this is a slide. It's going to basically walk you through why education is the first step. The initial intake form is a high mileage intake form. It's about 22 to 25 pages long, depending on what program you open it in. It is brandable, customizable, take off what you don't want, put in what you do want, and you can use it as it is, put your logo on it, and you're ready to work with clients immediately. Now, the high mileage intake form, and the reason why we get that form before we have a session is so that we are prepared, we have more confidence, we know what's wrong with the person prior to actually getting in front of them, and you can have a much more efficient session with that intake form reviewed before you have your first session. Which takes us into preparation, which is the second step. So the second step of preparation is important, because just like education, if they don't understand why they're making a decision and they're not ready or prepared to make that decision, they're less likely to comply and take action. that might look like this. It's different for everyone. When someone is getting prepared to take action for something, your Aunt Betty, who's 90 years old and trying to make changes at 90, is not going to want to get online and get a recipe plan or a meal planner. She's like an old-fashioned Betty Crocker cookbook, right? But if you're working with someone in their 20s and they're, one of those millennials or someone who is really into technology, they might want a recipe generator or meal planner online. So how someone gets prepared is just as important as being educated on the information. We get that from them. We ask them those questions in this process. So it doesn't have to happen this way in the time frame of month 1, month 2, month 3, which is what I recommend, because some people are ready to take action right away. But it is a nice, easy, gentle way to dip their toe in the water and get started, but not enough time to where they're not actually going to take action. So the second intake form is much shorter. It's about 7 pages long, maybe a little bit more or less depending on your system. And it's really just us following up. How are you doing? Is there anything you need further? What can I support you with? What resources do you need? How are you enjoying things so far? Is anything harder or easier? It just gives us some feedback and gives us the ability to provide more support, recommendations, and resources as we continue through the relationship. And then we move into the action step. So action is step 3. This is where the client is very aware that they are the person that is taking the action because they are making the decisions for themselves. This releases the practitioner or the coach, whichever your position is, from feeling responsible or being accountable for the results or the failures or the success of the client, and the client feels more empowered. Once again, if they're educated, they understand, if they're prepared, they're doing this because it's the best way for them to learn and take action. Then when they take action, it's their decisions, and it really creates a low-risk practice and reduces your liability as well. Along with that comes the third intake form. And this is, again, it's a nice short form, just gives us some updates. What's going on? How are you? Do you need anything at this time? What can I provide for you? A great place to get feedback about, what they feel is easier or harder than other things, right? And this only makes you more skilled as a professional, practitioner, or a coach. Which moves us into the final appointment intake form. Now, the final appointment, I kind of refer to this as the exit session, where we say, have you accomplished the things that you set out to do? Is there anything else that you'd like further? Do you want to add more time to our sessions? Is there anything you need further support with? How did you feel about the support I provided for you? This is a good opportunity for you to find out how you did as that support system for them. And we should always be open to the constructive criticism and the feedback, because it only makes us better for the next client. Then, of course, we need to get our testimonials, and that is what builds our referral-based program. But testimonials can be a little bit awkward to ask for someone to speak highly of you. So this testimonial request template is just a way for them to generate their thoughts, get some things going in their head, put it down on paper, or provide you with a video. And it takes away the awkwardness of asking. All right, then we're moving into what I think is a bonus to anything you're doing in your business, is the group coaching classes and programs. And why, I just lost that. Let me go back. Why these are so powerful and why group coaching is so powerful is because you can make a bigger impact, you can make more money, you can help more clients and patients, they have the support of each other, and you can make these customized to be anything about anything you want. But I've created some templates for you just to get started. I do not believe in completely done-for-you programs, because I believe that everyone has a unique ability to work with other people, and that should shine through in their one-on-ones and in their coaching. So the templates that I'm providing to you are just a way for you to outline it and to get familiar with what the process looks like. So here's a complete outline on one-on-ones, what the pros and cons are, what the pros and cons are for group coaching, why we want to do them, where to do them, how to do them, and is based on a remove, rest, and replace process, which you can learn more about as you go through the program. Then, of course, I give you places to meet, formulas for doing lives, how to market yourself, where online and where in your community as well. All right, then there's potential for income and cost. So this is just an outline of the ways that you can really make a lot of money. Now, the part of this that's the hard part is the marketing part, and I provide you with a lot of information about how to go about doing that. But the potential for making a significant amount of money using groups and classes is there. As you can see in this document, even one group coaching class on Whole Food with 10 participants at $100 a person for a 90-minute class, that's $1,000 a class. You rinse and repeat that class 5 times a week. You're making a nice little income doing very little work. So the download, there's a sleep guide. I've given you a sleep template. I'm not going to open them up because if I open them, I'm afraid I'm going to lose this window. But they are outlines for you to use and documents for you to hand out for your groups. I'm also giving you a 52-page guide on whole food and a way that you can, I've got an outline here on how to make it your own, so you can make that easy. It's customizable. 52 pages of basically talking about the high inflammatory foods, the things that affect us, gluten, autoimmunity, all of those things. So it's a guide that's customizable. Take out what you want, put in what you, take out what you don't want, put in what you do want. And then there's a starter template for a whole food group coaching class as well. Then I've also got the how to do a free consultation. That is basically that session that I showed you, the 15-minute session, and that's an outline and why we're doing it that way and why it's important. Just an outline talking about what I've already explained. Then I give you a Kickstart guide. So the Kickstart guide can be for coaches or practitioners, just depending on your position. It is 17 pages about building the foundations for your thriving business. So I'm talking to you about state regulations and colors, giving you information and resources to click on and go out to and learn more about how to have a safe and low risk successful practice. So again, city, county licenses, taxes, documents, which I'm providing for you, and talking about niching and passion, about not procrastinating, just doing it, all of that stuff, certificates, all of those things. So, and then I talk a little bit here about the one-time session. And the one-time session, I call it a one-off, and it comes with, again, another intake form, but this is brief. It's a food and lifestyle review, which is really good for someone who's trying to, again, dip their toe in and find out if they want to hire a health coach for a longer period of time, or just to take a look at what's going on with them. We are working with two kinds of people in this business. We are working with the standard American person, otherwise known as the SAP. Not a great acronym, but all the same. They're usually the person who's eating fast food, doesn't know how to cook, doesn't know how to get started. They're probably dealing with neurotransmitter dysregulation because of what they're eating, leaky gut, all of those problems. And we're also dealing with the overwhelmed, already been to multiple doctors, tried supplements and modalities, and has a general idea of what it means to live a healthy lifestyle, but no one has ever done it, worked with them in an underwhelming way. So they're overwhelmed and frustrated and spent a lot of money already. This is a great little template to use with either one of those people. So you can just kind of show them, how you work and be your authentic self. And you can give them some ideas about, what they can expect and give them some hope for their situation as well. Now, sometimes the food and lifestyle review turns into a relationship that's 3 months long, and that's okay too. You would also need to get the detailed high mileage intake form done for that relationship, but this is a great way to get started. So there's the basics of the Practitioner Business Accelerator program. This comes with free mentorship with me. You're going to get one-on-one live training and mentorship with me through this process. When you sign up, there'll be regular meetings. Any questions that you want to ask, there'll be a group to put those questions in and to tag me in and to get further support. So if you want more information about the Institute for Functional Health Coaching as a full health coaching business, please go to instituteforfunctionalhealthcoaching.com and schedule a call with one of our team members. We'd like to have conversations and see if you're a good fit for our program. And if you're interested in the Health Coach Mentorship and Mastery Group because you've already got everything you need, you just want the support of your peers and people that are actually out there doing this, all of that information is available on that website. If you're interested in one-on-one mentorship with me for your business and you want to fast forward yourself, please email me at carmenhunterhealth@gmail.com and put in the subject line one-on-one mentorship information. And I will get back with you as soon as possible. Thank you for taking time to watch this video.